y'all? What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? Hello, descendants. Not a descendant. Get off my page. If you're not a descendant, I'm not talking to you. You wouldn't understand. Okay? You just would not understand. And actually, okay, so I'm going to say it again because I was probably talking a little low. Hello, descendants. Slave descendants. How are you? Okay. I kind of went through my page and I noticed nobody's commenting. Come on, y'all. Y'all don't have no questions for me because I'm trying to learn too. Y'all don't have anything? No? Y'all want me to stop? Want me to quit? Cut it out? Y'all want me to cut it out? Cut it out, Belinda. Stop it. Anyway, I mean, like I said, I just learned all this when in 2017 when Khadijah was involved in this big or issue. You know, when they told me that it ain't like what you see on TV and nothing happened behind it, then that's when the clock started ticking. So I had to just figure out what happened. And I figured out there was nothing going to be done about it. Absolutely nothing. That's just not fair. Especially if I never gone through my life it being, understanding why things like that don't get taken care of. So I just realized that anything that happens to people that got skin color like brown, like this, we don't get no dignity. There's no dignity for people that look like us. And this has gone way back. Okay? It was just in put in us, just installed in us from so long ago. So it's not new, but the thing is, it should not be happening anymore. And at some point, we have to let people know that they're going to respect us as slave descendants, as the descendants of the people that did not come here with a backpack. Okay? Just got to tell them you're going to respect us. Because there's a line. I drew the line. The line was, my daughter was harmed. And then worse than that. That's drawing the line for me. Now, like I said in one of my other videos, I get asked, what happened? What are you going to do about it? But that doesn't mean they have to. That doesn't mean anything has to get done or they have to do anything about it. And just so, that's how it went. Nobody did nothing. Okay? I put my vases. Anyway, I told you guys in my other video that I was going to go buy some flowers for Khadijah. And I'm trying to be calm with this camera. Let me tell y'all, okay? It takes a lot to get set up to talk to y'all. And the reason why I'm talking to y'all is because you deserve it. You deserve my knowledge. You deserve to know what I did about my situation. Okay? And the other day, like I said, I told you guys I got flowers for Khadijah. Yes, I did. They've been sitting in water for 2 days. Because remember, I said I had to finish all my finals and stuff. Schoolwork. I really want to wash these vases out, but it is just ain't going to happen the right way. But anywho, hope you guys are well. And one of my videos, I told you guys to go get your receipt. If your family member was harmed or something happened to them, like it did for Khadijah, I asked you all to go get your receipt. I told you how to do it. I said go back to all the places that you were and request your documents, your paperwork. Go get your receipts. For your family member. Oh shoot. I almost lost that one. Anyway, so I guess also I wanted to just say to y'all how long y'all gotta sit here. It's time for people to start respecting us. It is. We don't have to make them respect us. We have to show them. We have to just, we can be polite about it. We don't have to be mean or anything about people respecting us. But it's just time for people to respect us, you know? Respect us as descendants. You know, we are a group of people that have been being picked on, called names, ignored, and as adults, you know, we need to show people, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to run your mouth. And actually, I guess I could say the fact that nobody has commented on anything they've seen on my page is probably a good thing. That means we're going in the right direction. Because my YouTube channel is public. That means millions of people get to see it. When they do, that's fine. But a lot of people they're looking at it, or they can see it. They can see what I'm saying. So if nobody is commenting, sometimes, you know, they say sometimes nothing is a good thing. No news is good news. Okay? So nobody's saying anything, and I'm talking to millions of people because there are millions of descendants out here. There's a lot of us. You understand? So let me tell you this, though. Let me say this to you. And you sleep on this one. If you've ever lost a family member as a slave descendant, if you've ever lost a child as a slave descendant, you understand? Do you know what that means? That means that you as a mother or as a sister, brother, uncle, mom, dad, stepmother, stepfather, slave descendant, grandma, grandpa, slave descendant. That means you have the power over millions of people. Do you know that? You have the strength to talk to millions of people as a slave descendant about what you've been through. And to get us to listen. Because I tell you, if a slave descendant came to me and said, this is what you need to do in order to get peace with all the descendants of slaves. In order for all the descendants of slaves to be able to live in peace, if they had come to me and said, this is what you need to do, I would listen. I wouldn't have no comments either. I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I see a lot of YouTubers, they're saying, oh, folks is waking up. Folks is waking up. It's coming to a new awakening. And I guess I'm just one of those people that's just done took the last 6 years. I was saying 7. One of my friends said, Belinda, it's only been 6, but it seemed like a lifetime. Or it seemed like yesterday. Oh, it's the same. But take the last 6 years and do nothing but research. I started school, and then I talked to this other descendant, and he said his brother got incarcerated, locked up for being at a robbery or something, and he said he went to school. He went study criminal law just so he could, and all his reports and everything he did it so he could help his brother or know what was going on with his brother. And that's why he went to school, just so he could know what was going on with his brother, and so he could try to help his brother as much as possible. And I think he said his brother ended up getting out, but he took another road in his life that he didn't expect to do, and that's how it goes. So for me, I started school so I could understand what road to take and what to do. And the sad part about it is so many of us have been through this so many times and so much. You would think we would all have it down packed on how to handle the death of one of our family members. We will be coaching each other. But that's what time it is. It's time for us to coach each other as slave descendants. It's time for the slave descendants to help each other. The best you can. I know you got to help yourself. Because I've heard one person say, I'm always doing something for somebody, but whenever I need some help, I don't get it. Well, join the club. Okay, join the club. Messing with the camera again. Y'all don't know it's a pain in the butt to get set up to talk to y'all. But like I said, I do it because you deserve it. You do it. I do it because I'm one of you. I'm one of you. My baby is not here anymore. But all that I've learned from being with her, from figuring out what happened to her, I want to share it with you. I want to share it. And I want you all to use it for yourself. Okay? So what I did, what scissors at? That put together was how slave descendants can access their resources. Because as a slave descendant, not as a black, because that ain't nobody know what that is. You are entitled to resources. You're entitled. Slave descendants are entitled to resources. Okay? Just automatic. You understand? Because I say that because we didn't come here with a backpack. We were brought here. Our families were brought here. So since our families were brought here, that means the people that brought us here are responsible for us. So since they didn't take care of us and do what they were supposed to do, kind of like you could call the United States kind of a deadbeat parent. And we all know what a deadbeat parent is, don't we? Because that's what they say we are, deadbeat parents. They say black people are deadbeat parents, right? But look at the United States. Who's really the deadbeat parent? And who not only are they deadbeat parents, the United States, along with the United States being a deadbeat parent, they're mean, they're hateful, they've abused us, they've murdered us, you know? Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, jeez. Deadbeat parents, the United States. They didn't take care. They brought people here to build their country, to work for them for free. They brought slaves here. They brought human beings here to the United States to build their country, to work for them for nothing, for free. Ain't nothing free. Then, so that meant they brought people here from Africa. So that means they were responsible for the people that they brought here. They should have been totally responsible for the people that were brought here. But they weren't. So it's like if you got you go get a dog that could compare to the blacks and the people that was brought here as slaves, a dog. So you go get a dog, right? You get that dog, and that dog leaves out and is running around the neighborhood every day, every night, every day, all the time, right? Well, just keep it simple. You're supposed to be responsible for that animal. You're supposed to take care of that animal forever. And that's why they probably always saying, go back to Africa. Go back to Africa. You go back where you come from. Anyway, that's going off the topic. Anyway, what I have to say is, the United States should have been responsible for the people they called slaves that they brought here. Okay? They didn't. They're like a deadbeat parent. And deadbeat parents that don't pay their support, that's pretty bad. It follows them forever. Yeah. So, also, not only did they not pay their support and take care of their responsibilities, which was my ancestors, the descendants of me, I mean, I'm a descendant, so my lineage, the people that they brought here against their will, the United States didn't take care of them. So they did, like I said, deadbeat parent, old child support. So anyway, so we're not going to mess with that, but we're going to move on. So the slave descendants are going to take care of themselves. And the slave descendants ain't going to argue with nobody. We ain't going to argue. We are going to get our resources, and we are going to just do whatever we want. Also, another thing. I guess I'm all done being riled up, so now I'm just talking. So, my gift for Khadijah is going to be coming out soon. And I like this one. This little yellow one. I think I want to mix it though. I got 4. I'm going to take some yellows. I want to do one that's mixed up. But y'all got to tell me how y'all doing. I think y'all being quiet. Y'all want me to cut it out. Y'all want me to cut it out. But actually, still seriously, I do. I did a lot of research. I did find a way how, you know, all those people in Chicago that are suffering, I know why they're suffering. I know why. And I know what they can do about it. Okay? Because as a slave descendant, the resources that are going to other people, they should also be allowed to go to the slave descendants. But if you call yourself something else, then you are going to be just thrown in a cesspool, and you don't you don't qualify for resources. But if you're a slave descendant, then the same resources that are going to everybody else goes to slave descendants too. You understand? Those exact same resources that if you look in your community guidebook, you will see all the resources for all the different counties that are for immigrants or for minorities or whatever they are, whatever they want to call them. They got all these people listed. But they forgot to put the slave descendants in there. That's all. Ain't no big deal. They just forgot. So we can take that same book and we can make our own book. You understand? We can make our own book with all the same resources that are in the community book, the community guidebook. Because there's one for Northern Virginia. And in Northern Virginia, it has all the different counties and all the resources where they're located and what they are all for. Okay? So, and they have, like, for all the different communities, have their own little recreation center and stuff. So, you take all those same resources that's in that book for those other people, and they need to be in a book just for slave descendants. You understand? Does it make sense? We're not saying anything about blacks. The blacks can stay where they belong, which is who knows where. I don't know. But we need to create a book for community resources that you get from this immigrant book and this community resources book for migrants and immigrants and people for whatever, and you need to make that same book for the slave descendants. You understand? So then, when you put your book together, when you're taking from this book over here, this community book, which is, it goes in different counties, right? When you're taking from this book, you make sure that it's something that'll work for the slave descendants, you know? Because they might have something that, you know, we don't need that. We leave that over there in that book. But if it's something that we could use, we put it over here in our slave descendant resource book from the community. And then you call those locations and you ask them, do you provide these services for slave descendants? And if they say, and suck all the air out of the room, then you just say, you just wait for them to answer. And they'll be like, slave descendants, what is that? And then you say it again. Okay, I see that you have community resources in this here book over here for different people. But I'm a slave descendant and I want to know, they like dental. If they have like a dental, free dental, you know what I mean? You could take that free dental locations. Let's say it's located in Chantilly, which is like half an hour from here, right? So let's say they have a free dental clinic in Chantilly for all of these, for Asians, Indians, Pakistanians, Africans, Spanish, whatever. They have all that at the dental place, free dental for all of them. So you take that same take that same dental clinic and you put it over in the slave descendant book, and you just put it in that book for us, for descendants, slave descendants, right? And you create that book. Now, I might have one printed out. I don't think so. But anyway, I wish I knew how to do all this stuff on the computer. I could show y'all. But anyway, so you take, once again, you find your community resource book for immigrants, migrants, people that got a Welcome to America guidebook, all those people. And you take that same book and get somebody on a committee. You get somebody from the recreation center for slave descendants. You get all the slave descendants together, only slave descendants, and you create your own book. So you take stuff, let's say you're like here we have Prince William County, Fairfax County, Richmond, Virginia, Stafford County, all these different counties. And underneath all those counties are the resources that are available for people that need services, resources, right? But we're missing out of there. We're not in there. So since we're not in there, we need to take all these resources from this resource community guidebook, and we need to put it over and make our own book with that book. You get it? So in this book over here, that's for everybody, all these people, they have, it's been a while since I looked at this, but they have things like, let me see if it's on my desk. Give me one second. Anyway, I don't want to sit with the camera too long. But anyway, you all understand. Go find your community guidebook for immigrants. For immigrants, for foreigners, whatever they are. And you put your own guidebook together for slave descendants. You take from all those resources and you put it in your book. You put your book. You put some people together that want to do it, that can do it. You guys got recreation centers, so you put people together that wants to work on that book, and hurry up and put that resource book together for yourself. And those resources are the resources that you are entitled to. You get it? You understand? You're entitled to those resources as a slave descendant. I mean, trying to hurry up now because I let my video run too long. I don't like being on here more than 20 minutes. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, those resources, take and create your resource book. And I mean all the counties, all the cities, all over the United States. Everybody. Slave descendants. Go find your community resource guidebook. And take that guidebook and make it for slave descendants. And then call those places and let them know that you need to be able to use those resources. And I don't think they're going to tell you. They might be confused, like, slave descendants, what is that? Okay? They're going to be confused. But you let them know. I see you have free eye exams or free dental or free whatever. And I need to know, as a slave descendant, can we come there? Okay? You got it? Y'all got it? You understand? That's what you do. Somebody is listening. Somebody is listening, and somebody understands what I'm saying. Google it now. Find the community guidebook for resources for immigrants, migrants, all those people. Find their guidebook, and you take that guidebook and you create one for the slave descendants. In fact, if you create a guidebook for the slave descendants, send me the one that you created to my email, because I'm going to create mine for the whole, like, I think it's called the Northern Virginia side. So for the whole Northern Virginia side, I found my guidebook for Northern Virginia. So I'm going to create this one for the slave descendants from the Northern Virginia book. And if anybody that creates one, like Chicago, I hope you're listening to me. Chicago, get the guidebook, the same one they put together for the resources for the immigrants. And you take that resource book that they put together for the immigrants, and you create one for the slave descendants. Take out of that book from the community and make up your own for the slave descendants right there in Southside Chicago or wherever. And reach out to those people that's giving all those resources and let them know that you're a slave descendant and you need access to those resources for the descendants that are right there. That's step one, how we're going to try to get something done for the slave descendants. Okay? I know there's counseling, there's probably like tutoring, there's probably all kinds of stuff. I know there is, because I've seen it in my Northern Virginia resource guidebook. Okay? Big mess on the floor. So y'all got it? You got it? Somebody is listening. Okay? Somebody's listening. Go get those, put your guidebook together. Oh, that's what I was saying. Whoever puts her guidebook together, send me a copy of it to my email. bmwood63 at gmail.com. Send me a copy of your guidebook to my email. And send me a message. Because I want to see how you put yours together. What colors did you use? You know, be fun with it. Be creative with it. Because the slave descendants are going to get one, going to get a copy. They should be free for the slave descendants so they can see where all the resources are located, where the resources are at in their community. Even if they have to travel from their community out into another area, like if I wanted free dental, I would probably have to go all the way to Chantilly if that's where it's located. And I would call them and let them know, I'm a slave descendant. Do you have resources that apply to me? And they're probably going to say no. If they say no, don't get upset. Don't argue with them. Just let it be. Just go to the next, figure out all the ones that do allow slave descendants to use their resources. You won't know unless you ask them. Because we are a separate group of people from the blacks. You understand? We are. And it's time for us to start using our gift. I had to think of how to say that. But it's time for us to start using our gift to help us. That's why so many of our ancestors died for us. They died for us. They died for us to be free. And they died for us to be able to progress. So we need a little boost right now because we've been beat down. We've been beat up. Up. We ain't been beat down. We've been beat up. So we get the resources, because right now I hear a lot folks saying we don't get those resources, they're giving our resources away, blah, 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 blah. That's because we're not in that book. We're not in the book. So since we're not in the book, create your own. We have to make our own. I'm being a little cheap on the flowers. That's because I'm trying to do another one. Shoot. Okay. Anyway, I see y'all watching me, and that's good. Y'all watching me. Get those books. Create your guidebook. Chicago. Hashtag Chicago. All over Chicago. Wherever there is a slave descendant community. Put your guidebook together. Find those resources and put them together. Put your books together. And like I said, send me one. bmwood63 at gmail.com. Send me a copy of your guidebook. I want to see it. Use some colors. Use some. Be creative. Make it beautiful. Make the guidebook really beautiful. Make it all. It could be black and white. It could be colorful. Make it however you want it. Make it so it fits your neighborhood. If you got like a really small community that's all slave descendants, you make it so, put pictures of the homes, the old homes, or put the pictures of the people, or do something creative. But make it for your neighborhood, your section. So if Chicago has, like, here is like 5 different little cities inside of one county. So that one county would have the resources that are located in all those cities. But you have to make sure you put at the top community How about this? Put Slave Descendants Entitled Community Resource Book. Guidebook. Let me say it again. Slave Descendants Entitled Community Resource Guidebook. Do it like that. That'll be your title. And then make sure you cite where you got the information from on your book. So if you took it from the county, from the social service website or something like that to create your book, then you make sure you cite that on your book. That's where you got the information from. I learned that in school. Yes. Okay. Anyway, you make sure you cite it, and then you put, I guess, contact information or something, all that on the front, and then you start going through the first county that you want to go through, or all y'all come together from the different counties and make sure their information is in everybody's book. Okay? That's how we're going to start. Solution. We're going to start getting some respect. It's time for us to, like I said it in another video, but I don't think I posted it. But it's time for us to bow out. It's time for us to bow out. That's enough talking. That's enough talking. No more talking. Okay? Put your community book together. Send me a copy. I'm going to work on mine because I'm on a winter break. Ooh. I'm going to work on mine because I'm on a winter break. And I'll probably go to the library or something to show y'all what I did with mine. But put it together. Y'all got people at y'all's community centers. I seen you. I'm talking to Chicago. I've seen you. It's a lot. It's all you guys. A lot of y'all. Slave descendants. Descendants. Put together a committee. And put your books together. That's where you get your information from. All of that stuff is in those books. It's in that book. For your community. For the slave descendants. Put it together. I keep saying it over and over and over again. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. That's one of my solutions. And that's where we need to start, with getting the resources into the families. Families getting resources. And trust me, when you go through that book, you're going to be shocked all the stuff they get. When you go through their community, they get housing. They get money for sites. They get money for groceries. They get all kinds of stuff. You will be surprised. You will be shocked. But you take that same book and you put that book together for you. For you. Put that book together, y'all. All right. So-called. I'm supposed to be doing my flowers. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to put some purple in here. Ooh. I know y'all watching me for a reason. Y'all not saying nothing. Y'all don't know whether to feel sorry for me or just to let me keep going on and on and on. Hampton, Virginia. Richmond, Virginia. Petersburg, Virginia. Put that book together. Go get those resources from that immigrant book and put y'all's resource book together for the descendants that live down there in Petersburg and down there in Richmond. I know it's a lot of y'all. Y'all want me to tell you the title again? Slave Descendants Entitled Community Resource guidebook. You got it? You got it? You got it? You got it? All right? Just the slave descendants. That's all I'm talking to. I ain't talking to nobody else. Now, I understand there's a lot of folks that want to stay in the black category. You go ahead and stay in the black category with the blacks. In the black category with the blacks and the African Americans. You understand? I'm not talking to African Americans, and I'm not talking to blacks. I'm talking to slave descendants. Y'all put that book together. I expect to see some of those books in my email. And if I don't, slave descendants, if you don't send me your book in the email, I'm not going to cut you off. Because some of y'all are a little slow. I was real slow. I was so damn slow. It had to take for my daughter to be taken away from me, for me to wake up. Anyway, I'll tell you what, if you black, you can't make a book. If you're African American, you can't make a book. But if you're a slave descendant, you can make a book. Because you are entitled to resources from your deadbeat parents that ain't pay no support. And if they paid you some support, they put you in jail. So if you got any support from them, you had to go to jail for it. And with this guidebook, you don't have to go to jail with your community guidebook. And you don't have to tell who the baby daddy is either. Anyway, I'm done. Oh, I got this. Woo. I love y'all. I do. I know my sister's watching. She probably think I'm crazy. But she's listening. I know she's right. She has diabetes. I know they got some stuff in that guidebook to help her. You know, all of us are struggling. This is a mess right here. Ah! There. I think I got 3. I really want to cut them, but they're really hard to cut. Shove it in there. There you go. Look at my flowers, my flowers. Guess what? I think I got 4. I got enough for all my flowers. You know, you be trying to ask for help, trying to get help, people sleeping in the streets and stuff, and they got shelters in that book too. Okay? There's shelters. I know there's shelters in that guidebook. Make sure you get the shelters, locations, and you put it in your community book. And when they come at you and say, what is you talking about? We don't help slave descendants. Oh, really? You don't, huh? You gonna start. Yes, you do. You don't help black people, but you help slave descendants. Today. Okay. Now, look at my flowers. I'm going to turn this camera off. I'm trying to, let me see if I can put them all in the same place. This one. Over here. Ooh, my hand hurt. My hand's starting to hurt. Yes, it is. Whew. Y'all be getting me riled up. Y'all don't be saying nothing. And you know what? Y'all ain't saying nothing. You know what that means to me? I mean, I think I might be on the right track. All right. Y'all know. Y'all can't make no guidebook for no black people. Y'all don't get it. It ain't for you. All right. Y'all see all my flowers? Can y'all see? I think you can. Put this one here. Ugh. All right, I gotta put these out there. Kind of scrawny. 4 vases. I did 4 because I'm gonna spread them out. You know. Bye. Ooh, 51 minutes. Good Google move. Bye. 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 Bye.